good. Yeah, we can't have Mr. Freemind sitting there the whole day. We got to talk to him because he's a very busy man. And now we got Mr. Freemind there. You are on the screen right now. You and Pastor Dan. I have Pastor Dan here. He's a very, very knowledgeable guy when it comes to the Bible. He's not a Christian and he's not religious. He bases his teachings on Christ and the coming of Christ, the kingdom of Christ. So you hear from him. I don't want to say everything. Maliko Beidu, I see you. Yeah, thanks for coming. When you come to Facebook, let me know where you're watching from. Okay, because I know a lot of people. We got Jamaicans here. We have at least Desire watching from Portland, Jamaica. Yeah, me know a lot of people around the world are watching me. Yeah. Naughty, yeah, me see you. Yeah, big up yourself. Okay. Mr. Freemind, how you been? How is Kenya?
Mr. Reggae Ambassador, I'm good. It's been tough. Our country's in a mess, so
yeah,
we are just trying our luck in people's countries. But we keep pushing.
Yeah.
Once there's life, I always say there's hope.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. And Kenya is okay?
Yes,
Kenya's okay. Like I said the last time, it's just cold. And they are also threatening to have another massive demonstration on the 8th of this month. So we are waiting to see what happens. But we hope for the best.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Violence is never the answer. But, when persuasion fails, yeah, you have to.
That's right.
Yeah, so I understand where the people are coming from, And,
that's right.
Yeah, stuff like that needs to happen in Ghana to where I now come from, they will play some mashup, these politicians, I don't know what they're doing with the country. It's been over 60 years since Kwame Nkrumah left, and everything has been the same, nothing good.
I even learned similar protests are ongoing currently in Nigeria. And Uganda, some parts of Uganda. So let's see, maybe Ghana might be next. Nobody can tell, but we just hope for the best anyway.
Anyway, I was trying to. My technician is not here. I was trying to, adjust your view, and if you can see, I have some. It's a little,
yes,
but it's okay. We can see, we can hear you. So my technician can do it better, but he's out a little bit. So So today I'm gonna probably keep you here for like 3 hours or something because that's too much going on around the world, Yeah.
No problem.
One thing I wanted to touch since Pastor Dan is here.
Yeah.
I watched one of your shows. Philip, thanks for coming to Facebook. Let me know where you're watching from, please. You talked about the best explanation of God.
Yeah.
And then people say concept. Why is it called a concept? I don't know why it's called a concept. But God is something we believe in. I don't think we know. I don't think we know God. I at times I say I know Him because I've seen things, through prayers. I've seen things that makes me feel or believe that He exists. But I've never seen Him like, hey, like I'm seeing right there, sitting there. And in the Bible says nobody has seen God before. I think the Bible, if I'm right, not even the angels in heaven, right? Maybe Angel Michael, but I don't know. Pastor will chime in. But I was listening to you, and you made some good points. So what's your take about God, the existence of God? And do you believe God exists, or you don't believe He exists?
Thank you so much for having me once again on your show, Mr. Reggae Ambassador. God is I always say it's a concept. And I'll not say I believe in God. I'll say I know God, because in the first place, we must be able to ask ourselves that ever since we were born, today I'm a full-grown adult, you're also a full-grown man. Can we say we've ever heard any unknown voice talking to us like, Mr. Reggae Ambassador, I'm the God, your Lord, who created you, blah, blah, blah. We've never heard a voice like that. But I understand we are humans and we are limited in knowledge and thinking. So we are forced to believe that once we are here, we see the plants, the animals in the ocean and everything, then there must be a creator behind all these things that we see. But it baffles me that Christians and religious people can easily believe that God came from nowhere He just, appeared from nowhere, and he's God, and he created everything. But they cannot apply the same logic to the entire universe. So if you believe that God came from nowhere and nobody created God, then why can't we also apply the same logic to the things we see, to the entire universe that science have been able to prove beyond every reasonable doubt that there's outer space, out of where we are, there are other planets here and there and all that. So God is, to me, God is nothing but a fiction, like a fictional character in the minds of mankind. Where knowledge ends, God continuous, or God is placed in replacement of knowledge. If you have realized that, before I go there, let me ask you this, that the name God itself, is it God who told us, who came to hang in the sky and told us that his name is God, or we are the one who named him God? Because if you ask me, God itself is not really a name, but a title. Is he the one who gave himself that title, or we are the one who gave him that title? Because if you read the Bible said he gave Adam and Eve dominion over everything, and Adam and Eve named everything that we see today. They named the ocean, they named the plants and what have you. So if God never told us his name is God, or his title is God, it means we are the ones who named God. Now, how can a whole creator, who is supposed to be super intelligent, give us that knowledge to name his creation, and at the same time, he could not even name himself? The knowledge that he gave us, we are the ones who use that knowledge to name him. Because if somebody gives you knowledge, it means the person has that knowledge in abundance. So how can I give you the power to name me, the one who created you? How can I give you, my creation, that power to name me? It doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't.
We are human beings, so we tend to imagine God in our image. But have you asked yourself, how does animals also perceive God? Let's say if animals also had a brain to imagine God, the same way lions would have imagined God to be a supernatural lion, a big lion who can roar for, all the lions to bow and blah, blah, blah. The same thing applies to the elephants and all other living things or living creatures that we have. You understand the point? I also see there's no evidence of any God. We have never seen any God, but since God itself is a title, then we can give that title to anything that is beneficial to us. Like if you are good to me, I can say, Mr. Reggae Ambassador, you are my God, because you have been good to me. You have helped me in one way or the other. That is why if you go into our local dialect, we say, Uye Minyame, meaning you are my God, Uye Minyame, because God itself is a title. Then we can give the same title to the universe, to the things we see, that the sea, the sea is our God. The ocean is our God. The plants are our God. The oxygen that we breathe, these things are our God, because without these things, we cannot survive. Without these things, there will be no life. You understand? Now, the biggest problem with, let me say, religion itself, I don't really have a problem with people who believe in God, but I have a problem with the way they apply the God concept. For example, let's look at it in this way. Somebody might save some money to go and pay tithes in the church. Then maybe on the way to the church, he might meet a poor beggar who is dying of starvation. Sometimes that person might decide that, no, this is money I've been saving all my life to go and give to God, so I can never give this money to this poor, needy person. You understand why? Because that person has been brainwashed to believe that God is a different person from that person that he met, that hungry, poor beggar that he or she met. But what if we had made that same person to know and to believe that everything that you see around you, the people that you meet on daily basis, the people that you interact with on daily basis are the gods that we are talking about, or the ocean that you see, the plants that we see, the land that we dwell on is the God that we are looking for. There are things human beings would have been more inclined to taking care of what we have than chasing what we don't know and what we might never know. Do you understand the concept? For example, I see God in this way. Look at a pregnant woman. The baby in the womb that has never seen the mother's face before. You understand the point? So let's say the baby in the womb, if the baby decides to look for the mother, where is the baby going to look for the mother? Because the baby is already inside the mother. So human beings looking for God is like human beings looking for what they are already part of. You understand? Now, the baby doesn't dwell in the kidney of the mother, but the baby cannot survive without the mother having a kidney.
That's true.
The baby doesn't dwell in the brain of the mother, but the baby cannot also survive without the mother having a brain. Likewise, if you look at life, we cannot go and stay on the surface of the sun, but we cannot also live on the surface of the earth without the sun. You understand? We cannot go and live on the moon, but we cannot also live a quality life on this planet without the moon. So the same is like we are in God and we are also looking for God. Why? Because religion has come to brainwash people to believe that there has to be some old man seated somewhere in space looking at everything that we are doing. Oh, what are you doing here? You are sleeping with somebody's wife. You are stealing. I'll catch you. If I catch you, I have some pool of fire, or let me see, an oven of fire, an ocean of fire. I'll place you inside. I'll burn you. I'll do this. I'll do that. Because we have been brainwashed to believe that there has to be something. But the important point is there is no evidence of any God within the observable universe. There is no evidence anywhere. That's why I hold a belief that once you are here, I see you, Mr. Reggae Ambassador. You are my God, because today you have given me this platform to speak to the whole world. Maybe through what I'm saying, I might even get help from here and there, or maybe somebody might listen to me and say that, no, this guy is very intelligent, so let us give this guy a bigger platform. Yes, you will never know what will happen. So the people that we meet on daily basis, they are the gods that we are looking for. In totality, God itself is a concept. God comprises of everything that we see around us, and even those that we cannot see. You understand the point? Because if we take care of the universe, we take care of ourselves, because we interdepend on each other. Likewise, we give the plants the carbon dioxide that they need to survive. They also give us the oxygen that we also need to survive. So without them, we are nobody. Without us, they are also nobody. So if you ask me, I would say I don't believe in God, but I know God, because I know you, I know the universe, I know who I am, I can see the things around me, and to me, all these things come together to form what we can term as God.
Okay. Yeah, I like your explanation and your kind of belief, should I say? I know I have a father. I know I have a mother. I know I have sisters. I don't believe I have a mother. I know I have a mother. So I want to know but there's something called the spiritual aspect of life. You know, it's not just this body. I think there's something beyond this body. You know, and not everybody is gifted to understand that part, because this is spiritual. When I say spiritual, you know, it's something that's very deep, that we don't use these two eyes to see, and we don't use the brain in our head to. It's something that we cannot explain. I think that's what God is. We can't even explain who He is. That's why people die. You see, that's why at times I get a little, because when you go into the Bible tells you one day you'll be born and one day you'll die. And when you go to the hospital, you see births and birth where they give birth to children and register them. And then when you go to the morgue, we have the what's it called, death?
Which one?
When somebody dies in the hospital, that place where they have to register that person as dead body. Yeah, I think it's death or something. Birth and death registry or whatever. But when you come into this world, you are registered, and when you die, you are registered, and it's in the Bible, you know. So and it's still happening. And the Bible says after death, there's something else. So I believe in that third something else, which I can have my eyes to see. You know, you have to get into the spirit like other people see, but you have to be gifted to see that kind of stuff. So when we talk, you know, as humans about God, nothing will make sense to us. That's how I think, you know. And I don't want to say I don't believe, you know. I don't know. That's what I would say. I don't know if there's a God. I just believe there's a God. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if I can come in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I can come. Ahead. Yes.
Yeah, Pastor will come in soon,
the moment you quote the Bible, then we have a very big problem. Why? Because whatever you are saying that the Bible has quoted, these are things which were already happening before the coming of the Bible.
Okay, I got you.
You understand the point? We were dying already.
That makes sense.
We were dying. People were being born every day. We were married. We were doing everything that we are doing today before the Bible came. So all these things that you are making mention of, these are natural laws of nature. Every living thing must die. But up to whether we go somewhere after our death or whatever, I think that is because human beings have not really come to terms with death. You understand? Because we are alive, we fear to die. We fear to give up.
We do, yeah.
So we have to create some theories to console our minds that, after all, even if I die, it doesn't end here. I'm going to continue life somewhere. But I always ask those who believe in such theories that what about the animals? Do they also go somewhere?
They taste good.
Because if you have life,
that's what I know about
and
animals.
you believe that,
good.
yeah. Because if you have life and you believe that you go somewhere after you die, then where do the animals also
they
go?
have life too, right?
Because they also have life. There's no difference between the life in the animals and the life in humans. We all have life. We all have the same red blood cells. We all have the same blood. We all go through almost the same phases in life. We grow. We are born. We learn to walk. We age. We grow. We die. The same thing with animals. You see, because we have the brain to imagine and to think, humans, the biggest fear of every human is to die.
Yeah.
Because if not so, why is it that Christians even believe that they will die and go to a much better place? But at the same time, they fear to die. Why? So it's a fear of death that has made us to create so many theories to try to console ourselves that it doesn't end here. We still continue life somewhere. But if you ask me, it's all nothing but theory. What we can understand and explain is science. What we cannot understand and explain is spirituality. If you ask me, that is how it goes. Yeah.
Pastor, can you come in a second?
All right. Let me greet my brother. He's free mind.
Yep.
So now I know his mind.
Free mind.
Anyway, what I will say is, to me, I say this all the time that I believe everybody their own beliefs.
Yeah.
And there's this word called philosophy.
Philosophy, yeah.
It simply means the idea or the ideas you love. Your own, the ideas you love is called philosophy.
Philosophy, okay.
So a lot of people have created their own philosophies because of what they think. So, and one thing, this is very dangerous when you believe something which is false. Most of the people, their own ideology is going to destroy them.
Yeah.
So if your ideology or your philosophy is good, you don't have a problem.
How do you know it's good? How would you know?
We won't know until the judgment day.
But that's not fair.
And then somebody too may know that, as my friend was or my brother was saying, that if we enter into the Bible, someone will say it's somebody's idea or somebody's philosophy.
Yeah. Because like he said, things were happening before the Bible was written. Everything was, life was going on.
Yes.
So
this is how he also going to say. But to me, God is not a philosophy. It's something which is real. All right? And at the judgment day, we're going to know.
So we got to wait.
We got to wait.
You see,
and automatically too, when we die,
our
judgment gonna follow.
Pastor, not to cut you, I've followed a lot of near-death experience. There's some doctors that put together near-death experiences from hospitals around the world, and they came up to a conclusion that there's no hell, there's no heaven, because people have experienced death and they came back to life. Some people died for like I would say they went to coma for like 3 weeks, and to them they were gone for 3 months. Some felt they were gone for like years, but they were out for maybe 2 weeks. But they felt that they were gone. Even in the Bible, that some people don't believe. It says 1,000 years is a day in God's eye, and the same Bible is saying that in Ecclesiastes, it's saying that who has seen the spirit of a chicken or an animal going to the grave or to hell or whatever, and a human being's grave going to something. It was trying to say that we got the same fate. Animals and humans have the same fate, and when we die, we go to the same place. That's what Ecclesiastes was saying, and I can't remember the verse. I would have quoted it, So, the same Bible at times is very controversial, and I know human beings wrote it, and it's been translated from different languages over the years, like 2,000 years or whatever, and some concepts in the Bible already existed. So it looks like people may think that they took those concepts from what existed already before the Egyptians, before whatever time, and a lot of people don't think that some God came from the skies and told somebody to write it, and I can't challenge that. I can't, because I don't know. I always say I don't know.
All right, let me come in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
As my brother was saying that even the animals, when they die, it is in the Bible. If we believe the Bible, Isaiah chapter 11, verse number 6,
okay, that
the time is coming that all of them, they're going to dwell together. That's, he was speaking as
humans and animals.
Yes, I mean in the kingdom of God.
Kingdom of God.
Yeah, the animals like the lion and the donkey.
Yeah,
they're gonna eat together. Which means that which means that in the kingdom of God, right?
Yep.
All the animals are even gonna live together. So animals, they also get souls.
Yeah, they do.
They do. So they're gonna live together. All right. So no one is gonna eat. There'll be nothing called cannibalism as they do now. Yes. So it means that they also have soul. All right.
Yeah, I believe so.
And when we talk about God, this is not a fiction. It's something which is real.
Okay.
Until you meet Him.
How are you gonna meet Him? I mean, where at the church or at the gas
when
station?
It comes.
Oh, when the day comes.
When the day comes for you to meet God, nobody tells you that you have met God. So because there are some people, they haven't seen it, they haven't seen God, so they will come out with their own,
own concept or something.
Their own concept or something like that. Until the time that they meet Him. This is how it is. So once people haven't seen God face to face, it is not easy for somebody to believe or to know. But I like the way he said, God, he doesn't believe God, but he know Him. But this is going to be my last word. For God, let us understand that God is not a man. If you meet a man, you haven't met your God.
You haven't met your God, okay.
But God revealed Himself through the person. That doesn't mean that the person you met is, when I am in need, and then I have met Brother Kwame, and Brother Kwame helped me out.
That means he's
our language we say, just meet my God.
Yeah.
But He is not your God.
Yeah.
But God have revealed Himself through him. That doesn't mean that the person you saw or the person who helped you is God. It's not God, but God has revealed Himself
through that person.
Through that person. This is what I would say. So there's God, there's a man.
I will always be confused because and God doesn't show Himself. That's the problem. He talks to us in dreams. I believe He talks to us in dreams and through people, like Pastor said, and through.
Sometimes you can hear Him talking to you through your ears.
Oh wow!
Yes.
It sounds like a man or a woman.
You will hear the man speaking. God is not a woman. God is a man, a voice.
Oh, wow. Well, Mr. Freemind, I just
yes, sir.
I just heard the first time that God is not a woman. I thought God was a woman and a man. That's what I thought. Because I think he's what's it called?
Hermaphrodite. God is not hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite. You can say that. We use that for animals. Yeah. Sex. There's a word for that. What's it called?
Bisexual.
No, he doesn't have sex. God doesn't have sex.
God is a man.
Yeah.
God is a king.
Yeah.
He's not a man. He's not a woman. He's a blend.
God is a king.
Yeah. He's a king.
God is a king.
So he's a king and a queen. Right?
God is a king.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Freemind. Yeah.
Yes,
this is something that we can talk about all day. It's because I believe there's a God. If you ask me, do you know there's a God? I'll tell you I don't know. I really don't know. I just believe, and I feel Him because when you pray for something and then you get it, I think God gave it to me. If I pray for to win the lottery and I win the lottery, I think God answered my prayers. Maybe it could be the devil answering the prayers because God won't come and tell you, "Hey, I'm God and I helped you to win the lottery." So I'm not gonna put all my baskets in my eggs in one basket. In the end, when I pass away and I go and there's a God, I tell him, buddy, you didn't give me enough information, so don't blame me. So I'm not gonna sit down here and deny God. I think he's a living God. I just don't know. What do you think?
Well, I've listened to my senior brother, and I think one thing I've observed with him is that he's seeing God through the lenses of what he has been told and not out of his own personal experiences. Because I always say, if we are to personify God, the creator of everything, based on people's experiences and knowledge, then we are going to have over billions of gods.
Yep,
because
true.
everybody is going to have their own experience and whatever. You understand the point? So I always live by this rule that when you were born, nobody told you there's something we call the sun. The sun will rise in the morning, set in the evening for you to know there's something up there which gives us heat and light called the sun. Maybe the only thing that you'll be told is the name, we call that thing sun. But nobody told you there's something like that. You see it yourself. When I give birth to my little son here, I don't think it will be anybody's responsibility to tell my son that I'm the father. As long as I'm there for him, he'll grow knowing I am the father. So if there's any character, as in God, that we are trying to, we are trying to defend and we are trying to justify, it's like we have all become lawyers of God. God has not told anybody to defend him, but we are all eagerly defending God and he's there, blah, blah, blah. But he cannot. Meanwhile, if you go to the Bible, he was talking. Adam, where are you? Was a direct speech. Moses, go and do this and that. But today, the God is not talking. No, it's our fellow human beings who are always intimidating us. He said that you believe or blah, blah, blah. But that's okay. So, like I'm trying to say, if he is there, like he is somebody that we are supposed to grow to naturally know. I don't need people to travel all the way from their land to come to my land to tell me that there's a God, and if I don't worship him, this will be the consequences. I have to be able to experience that God myself, just like the way my own child will experience me as a father or experience my wife as the mother. That is how I see it. But the moment you see people telling you there's God, then you have an issue, because people end up selling their own ideology to you in the name of God. How do you defend that? And how do you come to the conclusion that God is there, and today the Buddhists have a different concept of God, the Muslims different, the Christians different, everybody is different. You understand? So how do we come to it? But if you look at the sun, like I was using to cite an example, nobody has any different opinion about the sun. The sun is the sun. So if there's God, God is supposed to be like the sun. The morning, even if you go to the Bible, they say Lucifer, son of the morning or something. So why can't God reveal himself for every mankind to say that, okay, there's something God, so that all this debate to end? So how does God create us and bring us different ideologies and bring division among his children? They later told the Christians, if you don't believe in Islam, later told the Christians that you are right. If the Muslims and the others don't believe in you, do ban. Then when he's done, he go and hide at the back and told the Muslims that you too, look, I've told the Christians, if they don't also believe you, they too do ban. You are bringing confusion. That is why today we are bombing each other and killing each other and hating each other. So if there's God, let him come out and tell us he's there. Then we all love him and worship him. But as long as he has not told anybody, I don't think it's the duty of any man to force his ideology on me in the name of, coercing me to believe in his understanding of God. No.
You see, one thing. There's something Ghana, that thing called motia, dwarfs.
Motia.
Motia. You heard that before, right? You heard about them before.
Yes. Yeah.
You know they exist, right? Or you believe they exist. Have you seen one before?
Oh,
they are spirits.
For me, I believe if you take some 10 rows of weed, you can see motia. If you hallucinate reggae man, you can see so many things. So reggae man, in Kenya here, in Kenya they have Ethiopian bangi. In Kenya they call we bang. If you take that Ethiopian bangi, you can see everything that you want to see in this life.
Well,
so how do you justify?
Okay. The state of the mind can change, when it's being pushed with alcohol or drugs or something, weed. I don't see weed as drugs. God created weed; it's herb created for man to use. But what I'm talking about is not even being high. There are some spirits called dwarfs. We call them motia in Ghana. They exist. I've seen one before. I heard one talk before, and it's a very scary sight. And you have to see it to believe it. You won't believe me. So this makes me think there's an invisible God, because these creatures are very invisible, and there's a way to talk to them. There's a way to call them. You have to know how to, invite them to like you before you can do that. And there are some spiritualists in Africa that do that, And if you want to research that, I think you should try and then research that before you start arguing, because there are some things you cannot see. Trust me.
You see, there are some things we cannot see, but if we put them under the microscope, now we can see them. So maybe later we can develop a microscope and we put Motia under the microscope and see Motia.
I love that.
Yeah, I got you. But my point is, if these creatures exist on this planet that we can see, and there's a way, there's a route to channel yourself to be able to see them and to be able to talk to them, then there's a God that we can see.
So
that's what I
Mr. Reggae Man,
you know.
how can you also believe me if I say that maybe there are creatures who can't also see you? Do you believe that maybe there are other creatures who cannot also see you?
I believe
you
that.
know that?
Yes, I believe that.
So let's say if those creatures are to see you, are they also going to say because they have seen Mr. Reggae Man and we are not used to him, he's some supernatural, or maybe because they have seen you, then there should be some supernatural being somewhere who created everything. Sometimes we humans become, let me say, overly emotional about this kind of things.
Yes.
Me, I always say, if Motia is there, me and Motia don't have any business. And I treat what I can see. You
want to see what you can see?
I already have enough physical problems to think of those ones in the spiritual. Let the spiritual handle spiritual. Let me who are living the physical handle physical.
I got you.
Yes.
Yeah, Pastor, come in here. Yeah, my technician is my engineer is checking on some features here. So right now we're not going to show you. I'm the only one on the screen, but give us 1 minute. He'll be back to put you guys on.
All right.
Yeah, Pastor, go ahead.
You see, for someone to sell their ideas to you, it's out for you to receive it, whether to believe it or not to believe it. It depends on you. I remember in those years that I was a bad boy, I was a kolabone, and I thought to myself that I would never go to church. Never. I would never.
Well, I'm saying that to myself now. Yeah. You can't get me to enter a church.
Yeah,
no
I would
way.
Never. Unless
it won't happen.
Unless if there's God, He calls me by Himself.
And God called you?
Yes.
Oh, wow. How did He call you? He wrote you a letter or on the phone? Or
you will not understand unless you know what He did for me.
Unless you experience it.
Yeah, unless you experience what I did or what I passed through. So I don't need somebody to, sell their philosophy to me. Sometimes people will, tell you have to study, you have to make sure that the product they are selling it to you, is it the truth or it's not? That's why always when I come here, I speak about religion, that they are all fake.
Yeah.
They are all being, including Christianity.
Oh, yeah. I hate religion.
All of them are fake.
Yeah.
So we have to, pass through the channel, which is the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
But so there are some people today, they are not going to believe that.
No. Some people are so. You can't be like the Muslims. If you go say anything about their Allah, they'll pull a knife. So let them be.
I will say, let everybody stay in their own corner. If you think it's Christianity, you pass through, you're good. If you think, Muslim and stuff, right?
Yep.
If you think your emotions, your philosophy, they are good.
Yeah.
You pass through.
Yeah.
But me, what I have seen through God, what God have shown to me, through what God has spoken to me, nothing
will change you.
Will change me.
Wow. I wish I can get that experience too.
And if I tell the whole world it's for you, whether you're gonna take it or you don't. It's up to you. All right. So the concept of maybe God, where people will be saying this thing and that, that if there's God, as my brother was saying, that if there's true God and God God spoke to Abraham, Adam and stuff.
Yeah.
God have to come to me and then speak for us to also to know that this is God. Yes, if it is His will, He will speak to you.
So He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to.
So we don't have to worship Him either.
Yes.
Because
God, it's not by force.
He has His angels. He has thousands of angels.
Exactly.
So I don't see why.
So we are not even worshiping God. Just we follow Him.
We follow Him.
Just you follow Him. Do His will. Do what is right. And we don't even need the Bible. All right, we don't even need the Bible for the Bible to speak to us to do what is right. Even before the Bible came, we the Ghanaians, I am a Kan.
Yeah,
My tribe is a Gan. A Kan people. We knew there was a God.
Yes, we did.
That's why we have Nyamidia and stuff. We knew there was God. Yeah. All right, so it was not the Ubruni or the white man who brought God onto.
Yeah, we knew God already.
With the Ghanaians, we knew him already. All right, so I don't. Sometimes I become agitated when people begin to say, "Oh, the white man was the one who brought this thing to you." What are you talking about?
God. They brought Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah, and when people are also saying that there's no God and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But we believe even Konfanochi that he exists.
He believed in God. Konfanochi believed in a God.
Thank you. Yeah, and then this is what I say at the same time that. Your great-great-grandfather. Yeah. Have you ever seen your great-great-grandfather before? No, but you believe that there was a man who gave birth to this. Yeah. You believe it.
Yes, I believe.
So if somebody is saying that me too, I know my God, and so that one is not true. Then what are we talking about?
Again, people are my sound engineer is checking some of the images. I couldn't do it right, so he's trying to tweak it so we can get some nice images to put on the screen. So bear with me. Right now you can see just me, but I have Pastor Dan and Mr. Freemind here with me, and he was going to put them on. Okay. Well, enough of that God thing.